Hi Taurus, welcome to New Era. My name is Emma. Taurus, this is your general reading. I'm calling it my messages from source, messages from the universe. And I'm using the today's date 20 as a foundation for your energy, yes, a foundation of the energy for your reading. And today's date is number 20. And so it's all about like, it's almost like an upgrade. It's an upgraded version. It's a 2.0. It's speaking about the 2020 year. There's something that is sort of very destined to happen throughout the year. That this day, it's not the day that I'm recording it that is really of importance. It's the message that this is bringing. So the message that this is bringing is sort of a 2020 message, if that makes sense. So I really enjoy the energy, the basis of this reading. So let's see, Taurus, what specifically is going on for you for the very near future, just for anything that you need to hear right now. The most inspirational, uplifting message that I can find. I'm using the Mystical Wisdom deck, which I adore. It's so beautiful. Beautiful images on the cards. Wow. Do we want one more? They're a bit big, so they're a tiny bit tough to shuffle with. So sometimes I just put it down and just draw the card that I feel stands out to me. But maybe we could do it this way. I'm a bit itchy. I'm just going to pull the last card. So I'm just spreading it out here on the table. Okay, Taurus. So let's just look at them. I want to show you the first card out. I'm covering it up because it reverses the image. You don't really see what it says on the bottom anyway, but the program reverses the images on the card. It just does. So, but I'm covering it up so you can focus on the image. On the bottom it says friendship. And then we have enlightenment. And then we have choices. Absolutely gorgeous, all three of them. So you know the story, like the storyline, where it's going. So that is absolutely gorgeous. So with that said, the first card that I'm starting with here, the friendship. It says nurture their relationships. It doesn't say that at all. Nurture your relationships on the bottom. And there's something to it. I just want to look into this for a bit. There's something to it with building a new nest. Building a nest. I mean, that's for sort of... So for some of you guys, it might mean that you actually are getting pregnant. You're bearing fruit. Like you're expecting a baby, because I see this little nest, this little bird nest, where they're tending to their eggs. They're waiting for, they're so tiny, so I'm not even going to point there, but that's what I was attracted to look at. And there might be birds also around you that sort of is a guidance for you at this moment in time. Like they want to show up as a little birdie whispered, like they're coming with messages, they're coming with guidance, they're showing you that you're on the right path, you know. And I saw a specific bird there. I think they're called... is that blåmes in Swedish? Blue jay? Blue jay. Am I that fortunate to know that word? Or I can't really take credit because I was given it. Blue jay. Maybe. So maybe you're seeing blue jays or whatever blue jay means for you. Maybe there's a J in your life. Anyway, there's something about building a new nest. You're tending to your eggs. You're tending to your home environment, to see something grow, to see something come to fruition. And there's a process here. It's a beautiful process. It's like very beginner's phase. And I love how it's a phase and then also a literal phase. It's a beginner's phase at this stage where you're building your nest, you're tending to your eggs. Maybe I should just point out and see if you see it. No, I don't even see it. There it is. Maybe not. There's a tiny little nest there with eggs in it, and there's a birdie sitting right next to them, sort of like having an, like overlooking it, just making sure that everything is going smoothly. There's a lot of blue around it, so I think it's I can't sort of not say, because I've been drawn so much to the blue vibration lately, the color blue, the feeling of a new earth, which has sort of a blue vibrational field around it, like an energy field around it, a grid feeling. But other than that, the blue is all about speaking your truth, speaking your authentic version, like knowing who you authentically are, knowing what you want, what is your life going to be about. Like that's all about the throat. Should just spit there a bit. It's all about your throat chakra. So it's like really sort of choosing step by step almost things that feels good to you right now. And with the 20 today, the today's date, that it's sort of a throughout the year. This is sort of a telling of what the rest of the year is going to be like, or these are thoughts that it's like for the rest of the year, or the vibration around it is sort of a preview or of what is up ahead. So I don't feel like there's any rush to this. I mean, I asked for it for the very near future. So it's something that you're planning right now that's going to probably have a long-term effect, because it's sort of a vibe of the 2020 year. So if there's any sort of hesitance, if there's any sort of rush on your part, if you feel a bit frustrated that it doesn't move faster or something like that, try to just put that aside, because I feel like this needs to grow. This needs to just slowly become what it needs to become, okay? And you probably know exactly what this is. If this is a real pregnancy, you don't rush. You're not pissed that you're in the 3rd month and you know you're gonna. And for the people out there, this is gonna be a shock to you. But it's actually 10 months that you're carrying a baby. I have no idea why it's 40 weeks. And we keep saying nine months. I have no idea why. Is that because the last month is so crappy? you just want to get on with it. But I promise you, when you're in month 2 or month 3, you're not rushing it. You're not pissed that you're not in the 9th month, because it's a beautiful process. It's a growing. It's the excitement of what happens week by week, and this is what develops this week, and this is. Look, they got toes now, and now they've week 8 or something, they have a heartbeat, or it's a growth, and it's a mental process as much as there is a physical process. And I feel the same thing around this. It's something, it literally could be a baby. It literally could be a baby that you're tending to. You're feeling pregnant, you're wanting to be pregnant, you are pregnant. Then there's that process, the actual process of being pregnant. But for other people, that this is sort of something coming to fruition, something that you're sort of tending to as if it is a baby, something you want to have grow, something you want to see expand. I feel like don't rush it. It just as a baby needs to grow in certain ways and develop in certain ways. This project or this thing that you're doing right now, this shift in your life or this moving forward in your life during 2020 needs to have exactly the time frame that it has, and just let every piece fall into place. If you try to rush it and force it, it's gonna happen anyway, but you're gonna be so frustrated along the way. To just ease up. We're in this blue phase right now We're going to step into where it sort of expands, where spirit takes over, the universe is part in it, and just see it all come together. And then you're going to fully blossom, like you're going to fully be in this golden era, this golden age, where you're dressed for the occasion. You're so where you're supposed to be, but we're not there yet. We're right here. This is where we're stepping into. It's enlightenment, pursue spiritual growth. And I love the fact that it seems like it's about the relationship. It seems like it's about the money. It seems like it's about the health, about the body, about the car, about the job, whatever you think that you're pursuing, it seems to be about the thing that you're pursuing. But to me, it has become quite obvious that it's always, always, always about your spiritual growth. It's always about finding out more about yourself. It's about finding out the spiritual part of yourself, the spiritual being, the very spiritual awakening of yourself. Like just the personal growth and expansion that's going on all the time. And how something like a job could really have you grow even more, or a relationship could have you grow even more. But here it looks like you're growing in every area of your life. You're growing in every aspect of you, because we have the wisdom there in terms of all the elephants. You might see elephants around you. You're growing, you're becoming wiser and wiser. And there's a peacock couple there. So there's for some of you guys, I feel like if you're already in a committed relationship, it's just going to grow a lot. You're just going to come together. Maybe you feel like you almost fall in love again with the person that you're with, because I feel like for some of you guys, you're already together, but you're going to start to see them in a new light. If you're single, Taurus, your person during this year is going to come in for sure. And they're going to come through the light. Like they're a light being. They're so high up in the energy. It could be also very like, what is that called? It can be, I'm not going to find the word. Okay, let's use another word. You will feel like it's divinely guided. It might even be that you weren't looking, or that you weren't feeling. For some of you, maybe you really are looking. And then we need to go back to this, that, okay, we're asking for this. We're wanting to step into this new relationship. You're tending to, like, the energy that you're sending out about it. You're wanting to see it grow. You're wanting to see it come in. But now it's sort of in the universe's hands. We're letting the universe sort of tend to this now and give it to you. And then we're stepping into this golden time where you get to reap the rewards of this relationship, where it's actually coming in. But it's the fact that it's coming in is, there's no debate around that. I could continue to talk about almost everything, because it's almost everything that's changing for you. But we have the tiger there. It just speaks about friendliness, and it speaks about the love for yourself, like being more kind to yourself. And the cat and animal is all about feeling the love for yourself. Not judge yourself too much about like what's going on and the pace that you're moving forward in. We're reaching very financially good status. It's like, and that's also about the spiritual understanding of it. This is, rather than something's coming from the outside, the money's coming from the inside. And why are they doing that? Because you feel richer, you feel more abundant, you feel like it's not a big deal anymore. It's not a hassle or hard or, a conflict around money all the time, but rather coming from within. So there's a growth in that. Like there's growth in money, there's growth in the soulmate companionship, wisdom. There's so much happening for you this year. I feel such a change for you. The romantic couple is quite obvious actually now when I look at it. And there's a growth like in your solar plexus area. And that means that you're feeling more worthy, you feel more secure of yourself. And it's a strong manifestational, it's funny I chose yellow today. It's a strong manifestational, the solar plexus is all about the manifestation, how you bring things in. And you're really yellow. Okay, thunder and lightning. It wasn't, but that's what it sounded like. Yeah, you're moving into really, really beautiful place within yourself. Like the spiritual connection here with the divine is beyond, literally. That's throughout 2020. It's you've already started, and this is the path that you're on for your very near future. But this is for the entire 2020. It's almost like I'm doing a 2020 reading, like what to expect throughout the year. But that's the vibe I'm getting. There's a lot of beauty, like a big, beautiful house in the back, like a castle-y feeling. So maybe some of you are looking for a new home. That home is going to come in. There's just every area is really expanding throughout the year here. But like I said, it's a process and it's a progress. There's also, because this comes in as choices. So I feel like there's a lot of, just as you go during this year now, as you go and during this very near future, there's choices to be made. And I am drawn to that world. I am drawn to that word, that there's choices, like there's decisions to be made. There is sort of, do we want to go there or do we want to go there? Do we want to have this one or do we want to have that one? It could be, again, like you're planning and you're making it feel good for as when the baby arrives. It could, like, do we want to have that stroller? Do we want to have this bed? We're expanding our families. We need to move. What house do we have? You know, it could be anything and everything around having a new baby. It could be anything and everything around a new business. It could be anything and everything around just anything, really. And there's something about this partnership again. It's a true soulmate connection that is coming in for you this year. You're holding it in the palm of your hands. And if you listened to me before, you know that I say that unicorns and peacocks. So here we have the peacock couple. And here we have a unicorn couple sitting in the palm of your hand. Like it's in your hand. It's here it was next to you. You're having it next to you. And if you're already in a committed relationship, you're going to feel a shift in your partnership. If you feel like you want to really stay with your partner, you're going to start to feel a shift. They're going to come in a different light, a different version for you. And that's because you've changed. You've had a lot of awakenings, which has shifted the people around you, the versions around you. But here you have it in the palm of your hand. It's like, it's not something you dream about anymore. It's not something that's standing next to you. It's in the palm of your hand. You've received it. And when you have this in the palm of your hand, I feel like there's a lot of birds. There's a lot of geese around you. So it speaks about freedom, how this relationship brings a lot of freedom, and how this moving forward into 2020 brings you a lot of freedom. And however that is playing out for you, whatever you feel like you resonate with, there's a lot of freedom coming in for you. But there's a movement also. Geese are moving to a warmer climate. So there's something, either there's somebody from a warmer climate, like there's literally somebody from a region or another country, another part of the world even, that you're meeting, or you're coming together and you're moving to another part of the world, or maybe through a job you're being relocated or something like that. But you and your unicorn, you and your soulmate person is traveling somewhere, going somewhere, moving. Gives you freedom, a lot of freedom. And I just see a lot of flow. Like there's a lot of flow coming in here. And with this blood moon, this gorgeous blood moon, with sort of a new story in it. If you look at it, it's like a little stories being played out in this blood moon. I don't know when we have a blood moon this year. If we already had a blood moon, I don't know. Is it even called a blood moon? Is that a super moon? I shouldn't get too hung up on that. Just the fact that around these moon cycles, things are changing for you now. Throughout 2020, things are changing for you. I even see spiral there going up. We're going upwards now in a way. And that's around a house again. So a house might be of real significance for you. That it turns into like you're feathering your nest. You're like, look at all these feathers. Like native Indian feeling, but you're feathering your nest. It's like a big castle on top of the lady's head there, and it's like you're feathering. You're really building a home or building a new structure for yourself, and it's working. But you need to know that it's a process. We're moving in a process here. Like, yeah, and I started to say, you're thinking about this new, it's almost like a new story, and you're thinking about it, you're planning it. It's because there's like a new earth, a new situation here within this moon. Doesn't really want to focus. Leave it. Okay, what else for Taurus for this gorgeous story? It's like you're building your dream life. You're building your paradise life. It's not a debate whether it's going to happen or not. It's a debate, not even a debate. Like, you need to get out of your head. If you feel like, oh, I'm not sure it's going to happen, maybe it's going to, like, the other shoe is going to drop, the expression in English, like you're afraid that something's going to mess it up and it's not going to be the way you want it to be. No, that is not up for discussion. This is just a matter of excuse me, understanding that it's a process, and it's for within this year. So what else for Taurus? It's like, no, I'm not saying anything else. One more shuffle, and either it will fall out or I will pluck them. Okay. So what else for Taurus? So this, she always shows up as a Statue of Liberty. I mean, there's a lot of, I talked about freedom before. It feels like you're stepping into a lot of freedom. You're going to feel like financially free or emotionally free. It doesn't have to be like just for stuff, but really feeling free. This card is all about moving forward. We have the polar bear there, which is such a super strong spirit animal. It says moving forward, get ready for positive change. Okay, this is gorgeous. And this always reminds me of the Statue of Liberty, Frihetsgudinnan, I would say in Swedish, which speaks about the freedom. It speaks about liberty. It speaks about how you really can move and do anything you want. But the emphasis here is on the movement forward. We're moving forward, get ready for positive change. We're coming out of a stale situation. I mean, you would probably consider this to be a stale situation. Whenever you listen into this, right now when I'm recording it, we have this pandemic going on still, and we don't really know when things are going to get moving. Maybe that's one thing also, to sort of just be cool and be calm and just keep moving forward with what you can move forward with. And I mean, if it's a baby, it's happening whether it's a pandemic or not. It's like, and if you look at it that way, this thing, like the universe doesn't stop just because man is a bit obsessed with a certain kind of virus right now. I know that sounds a bit like I don't care. and maybe I don't. But like, put your focus elsewhere. Put your focus on where you feel at ease, because it's happening all around you anyway. Like, this pandemic is going on anyway. So put your mind at ease where you can, and sort of understand that, like a real pregnancy, it's moving forward. The universe hasn't stopped just because the virus is here. The virus actually catalysts. Can you say that? It fast forwards us forward. It pushes us to do what we're really wanting to do, instead of being someplace at a job that we maybe didn't even want to be at. And now that has allowed us to come home. Maybe at first glance it didn't look so good, but now it does. And so this is all about coming out from a stale situation. It has been a bit colder, a bit stagnant, but it's forward movement, and the polar bear doesn't stop for nothing. So get ready for positive change. That's what it says on the bottom. And then we have opportunity knocks. Go for it. So it's like, if you started, it's almost a bit funny because now I do that. I need glasses, or I need to check my eyes. Okay, soon I can see what I'm like supposed to read for you guys. But here, if we started with this moon thingy here, it looks a bit desert-y. It looks a bit Nevada. It looks a bit Las Vegas, Los Angeles. It's very dry. Like a very sand dry type of feeling. And it's one. We're starting with this one. And it's like here. It's like, oh, you really have got going. Like, you really have started to imagine and wish for what you want. And it's like, first we had the world, and it was a bit deserty, but now it's not. I added so much stuff, and then there's the world within the world, and then the world within the world, and the world within the world, and then we have this world, and we have this wish and this wanting, and all of those. Like, there's so many new ideas for you. It feels like one idea just leads to another idea, that leads to another idea, that leads to another idea, and to just really dive into that, because it's gorgeous. That unlocks a lot of your a bit stagnant energy, and it really gets things going for you to really, and almost not care what are these things are coming true or coming about, like manifesting, or that you actually get to experience in real life, but whatever is real life, but rather just stay in the energy of it, stay in the fantasy land of it, stay in the illusion of it as much as you can, and dream away. It's like, that's where it happens. That's where it's going to sort of get moving. Okay, I'm going to continue to pull cards in the extended. So if you feel like you really resonate with this energy or this reading, you probably will resonate with the extended as well. Then the link is in the description box down below here. If this is where we part ways, then thank you so much for watching, and I hope to see you back in a week, Taurus, for your love reading. Take care. Bye.